When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on ENERGY STAR qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Today we're talking about yoga. We have a yoga instructor, a long-time instructor in the studio today. We'll talk about yoga across the board, my friends. No phone calls, a special edition of this program on Comcast, channel 187 and 43.6. And welcome back to the program here on Connect with Me. You're watching us on Comcast channel 187 and 43.6. It is Ask an Expert. And ladies and gentlemen, I will be asking an expert today about yoga because the last few years or so, there's been this controversy that's been swirling around yoga. There are those who swear by it. They go to these classes 2, 3, 4 times a week. They say, you know what, yoga relaxes me. I'm off the medication. I'm fine. There's so many health benefits. And there are other people that say, no, wait a minute. This yoga thing, this thing is part of a religion or a cult or whatever you want to call it. I want to roll the videotape, my friends, and show you exactly what I am talking about. You are looking at Leon Catchatoorian of Fresno. He has been a yoga instructor for more than 27 years. He is also a health guru. We'll talk about raw foods, too, during the show. He's taught yoga in quite a few places here in the Central Valley, although he was born and raised in India. But for now, he teaches laughter yoga. We'll explain all of that and what that means during the course of the show. He teaches that to all the seniors at Vintage Gardens, an assisted living facility located on Peach here in Fresno. There he is at the park a few days ago teaching yoga to a couple of students there. You know, 3 of his students at this assisted living place are 100 years old or more. He teaches seniors, he says, mostly because they are depressed. Some are. They have nothing to look forward to, and Leon just wants to brighten their day, my friends, and he does. Laughter yoga is very simple. Leon just plays a little classical piano, laughs, does a few yoga exercises. Hey, he laughs some more, and then laughs some more, and he also does the finger fitness, the self-acupressure, but mainly he laughs and teaches yoga much like he is doing here in the park. This man is over 60 years old. Look at those stretches. Look at him stretching his body right there to the limit, if you will. He is laughing, my friends, with his students and without. Live in our studio right now is Leon Catchatoorian, a yoga instructor and self-taught nutrition guru. It is Ask the Expert, and me, as your talk show host here on Connect with Me, I will be asking the expert his expert opinion on yoga and what he thinks, all this controversy swirling around the yoga industry today. Sorry, no phone calls, a tape program. We're back with our show in just a moment.
When you're looking for Whirlpool innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on ENERGY STAR qualified Whirlpool appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
I'm telling you, friends, we have to laugh throughout this entire program because we're talking about laughter yoga, not throughout the whole program. We'll talk about a lot of things. We'll be here for an hour. But I have to introduce our guest today. His name is Leon Catchatoorian. He is a long-time yoga instructor, and we'll get into this laughter yoga thing, whatever it is. Leon, welcome to the program. I appreciate it very much. Good of you to come by. And you've been teaching this stuff for so long. Wait, you were born in India, Calcutta?
Calcutta.
Uh-huh. Tell us about that a little bit, just before we get started here, before I ask you the tough questions.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay.
I learned a lot about the philosophy of yoga from my father's clerk, who's a Bengali guy, about the Vedas, and it fascinated me as growing up as a little boy. And it got me very, very interested, and I started, I was always into fitness. I used to go to the Vishnu Ghosh School of Physical Culture and Yoga, and the guy was a yoga teacher and a bodybuilder, of all things.
Huh.
And he had a very crude bodybuilding shop underneath, and upstairs was where they do the yoga.
It's back in Calcutta.
Back in Calcutta. And so I just took to it, and but I also wanted to be an opera singer. So I came to this country because I used to drive my parents crazy with the old shellac 78 RPM records.
Yeah.
And I got into that, and I went to school in Chicago at the oldest music school, the American Conservatory of Music, and got my bachelor's degree of music.
Huh. Really?
Yes, really.
And
I taught yoga for a long time, since then.
Did you come to this country with your parents or without?
No, I came by myself.
How old were you?
21.
Oh, okay. Well, you were old enough then.
Old
you knew
enough.
what you were doing at that
Yep.
point, right? Okay. And so, hey, there's an old photo of you back in Calcutta, I believe.
That was when I was 17.
Wow. And so you were a bodybuilder then,
my
huh?
dad took me over to a beach near Calcutta. It was called Digha, D-I-G-A-H, Digha Beach. It was about 200 miles from Calcutta.
What year was that? Tell me the year.
Oh, I came here when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, about 8 years before 1967.
Okay. All right, so about 1959 I was taken?
So, yeah.
Okay, so black and white photo, and that's on the beach where, you said?
In Digha, D-I-G-A-H, Digha Beach near Calcutta.
Gotcha.
And I have to articulate my T's.
Yes, you
Calcutta.
have to emphasize the T.
Calcutta, but...
Calcutta.
Calcutta.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Laughter yoga. We'll get into all that. Hey, listen, I want to ask you something, because I said something in the monologue, about religion and occult. This was from an article from, you heard that? July of 2013, some parents in the San Diego area were suing the Encinitas Union School District to stop yoga classes because they believe the ancient Indian practice had religious overtones. However, a judge ruled that was not the case. It's not a religion, and the yoga classes could be offered to those elementary students. Is yoga a religion? Is it a cult? Is it more than what meets the eye? I want your opinion.
Well, most people in the West, which means in, Western culture, they practice a form of yoga called Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga is physical yoga. So I have a thing that says, unless you free the mind, unless you free the body, you cannot free the mind.
What's that got to do with my question?
Very much so.
Is it a religion or is it a cult?
I'm trying to give you the background.
Okay. All right.
So, that's physical yoga. There's other branches of yoga. There's Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Laya Yoga, and even Hasa Yoga, which is laughter yoga.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
All right.
So you see, even laughter yoga goes way back when. So Dr. Madan Kataria, who discovered this, wasn't discovering anything new, because people have been laughing for a long time.
Right.
Right?
And Dr. Kataria discovered laughter yoga in 1995, I believe.
Right. At a park in Bombay.
In Bombay.
Right. But going back to your question, it could be construed as a religion, but it's not. It's part of Hindu culture. You have to free the body in order to free the mind, and that's why we practice physical yoga.
But maybe that's why it's viewed upon as a cult. Because you're freeing the mind, you're freeing the spirit, and people,
Right.
okay, wait a minute. That's getting into religion, that's getting
Right.
into like cult type things
Right.
that maybe many people don't understand, and maybe that's why it's been branded as a religion or a cult.
Yeah, it's been, when yoga came to America, it was Swami Vivekananda. And and he came in I believe it was 38. No, what am I saying? 1838.
Uh-huh.
And he introduced that to the religion, the big council, and then yoga started becoming accepted. Meditation started becoming accepted. He was a meditational guru, Swami Vivekananda.
Is yoga still to this very minute viewed upon as some kind of weird
No.
exercise that some people believe is good for your health, good for your mind, good for your body, good for your spirit? There are a lot of people that still believe this thing is just nothing more than a farce.
Well, the force be with you. Well, the force be with you.
Yes, I got it. I got it, Leon.
No, but seriously, it's exercise. It's
But
balance.
does I know, but I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Is that fallacy still out there? Is the
Of course.
view upon yoga still, you're a weirdo, you're taking yoga 3 times a week?
Of course, especially amongst guys. And when I was in the Bay Area, it was usually guys that, a lot of, in India, you started by guys. Men started doing yoga. That men discovered it. But in America, it's women that do yoga. But either
Not
way,
all women. There are some men.
there are some men, but less in the Central Valley than in the Bay Area, because I'm from the Bay Area.
Why is that then? Why aren't more men doing it?
That's a long story.
Well,
that
give us
was-
the shortened version.
The shortened version is that it was touted by Lilias Folan, and then before her Priscilla Patrick. They had half-an-hour shows on PBS about yoga, and usually guys said, "Oh, it's my old lady that does yoga," and it's something that it's good for everyone.
Do you think
Kids,
it's viewed
seniors.
upon as being too feminine for men?
Yeah, that's the very good observation. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah. All right. There are a lot of pro athletes doing yoga.
Exactly. The San Francisco 49ers, the Miami Dolphins, the Tennessee Titans, John McEnroe, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all of them do yoga.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And
We're-
wrestlers too, by the way. This guy, can I tell you the story real quick here?
I got to take a break.
All right.
We'll be back in just a moment here with
All right.
Leon Catchatoorian. He is a yoga instructor, has been for the better part of 27 years. He knows his thing. He is an expert. That's why he's here today. Back with our show here on Connect with Me in a moment.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Back here on Connect with Me, Ask the Expert, and Leon Catchatoorian is the expert. Before the break, you wanted to tell a quick story about yoga. Go ahead.
Well, this guy, his name was Arthur Borman, and he was a parachuter at the Second Gulf War, and he would jump out of airplanes.
Okay.
And every time he jumped, he landed on his legs, and it got worse and worse and worse. Eventually, it crippled him. Doctors told him you have to walk around in a wheelchair. You have to be in a wheelchair. You have crutches. And what happened was, everybody gave up. Doctors told him you'll never be able to walk again. And he didn't accept that. He got a hold of yoga teachers. They couldn't accept it either because he was in a wheelchair. But he got a hold of this guy, Diamond Dallas Page, who was a wrestler, on the World Wrestling, that stuff on the internet, or what do you call it?
Yeah.
And he got a hold, and yoga had helped him change his life. So he started doing yoga with Diamond Dallas Page, using props, and every time he'd use a chair or something, he'd fall. But he kept getting up, and pretty soon he could only walk with one crutch. He lost weight. Look at the weight loss here.
Yeah.
And pretty soon he could walk. Pretty soon he could run. And doctors told him, you'll never walk again. That's on YouTube. You can type in Arthur, Aurthur, Boorman, Boorman.
Okay, and look up his story.
And look up his story. That's the story of Arthur Boorman. So there's always hope.
Right. There is always hope. There's no question about that. And so I want to get back to this interesting time. We have a lot of video clips. We have a lot of time here, so just relax on that. But we're going to show the video in just a few moments. You taught in the Bay Area for many years, right? How many years?
About 17, 18.
About 17 or 18. And
it's
so
when you're having so much fun.
Right. How many people come to you that are doubters, that say, I'll try it and see if it helps, but I don't really think it's going to do much good in my situation because I have this health problem, I have that health problem.
Right.
I don't know. I'll give it a shot there, Leon, and see what happens. How many of those people come to you?
All the time. The thing is that once they get a hold, and once they start a class, and once they start feeling how it feels from the inside out, how their flexibility improves, their sense of balance, their agility, how well coordinated they are, their strength, their stamina, all of that. When they see that, oh, I didn't know that this would give me such wonder. I'm loving it, and they become addicted.
But
to
isn't
yoga.
it tied to religion?
No. It's just
it's
physical.
Not tied to Hinduism.
No. It's tied. It's part of Hinduism. It's as I explained.
It's part of a religion, then, is it not? That's what the argument is.
I know, but it's physical. It's the oldest form of exercise. Let's put it that way. It's not a fad.
It's part of
the martial arts. The martial arts derived from yoga. The guy Bodhidharma went to China years and years ago. I read this in a karate book by a Japanese guy, that the Shaolin monks wanted to learn how to defend themselves. They called this guy from India. He went to Bodhidharma and he taught them how to defend themselves, and he was a yogi.
Right, but if it's
so
part
a lot
of
the
Hinduism,
yoga poses are like the martial arts.
If it's part of Hinduism, how can you say it's not a religion?
I can't answer that other than
Hinduism is a religion. It has nothing to do with culture. Isn't that right?
Well, Hinduism is, I don't know that much about Hinduism. I'm Armenian, naturally, okay?
Right.
But I learned about the Vedas, and the Vedas is one of the most ancient forms of philosophy. I wouldn't call it a religion.
Okay.
You see, that's probably maybe where the controversy is.
Right.
So
many people view it as a cult as well.
Oh yeah, the Hare Krishnas, at the airports, Hare Krishna, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's that most cults are cults.
Yeah.
And a lot of these gurus, they make a lot of money.
I'm going to keep the viewers on the edge of their seats because we're going to talk later in the show about laughter yoga. But first, I want to roll that first piece of videotape. It's called the neck roll hand stretch. And you look up there on the monitor, Leon, when that tape comes up, and explain to our viewers now. Everybody's got a mat, including the 4 students. What is this? What are we looking at? Talk into the mic there, too, if you will.
That's just sitting down and focusing on your breathing. And they're working on their neck, because the neck, you heard the expression, he or she is a pain in the neck. So the neck gives us a lot of trouble.
I can think of a few people around here that are, but anyway, continue.
So that's what those neck rolls are. They're just moving the head up and down, sidewise. No big deal. They're not doing yoga yet. They're just loosening up. It's a warm-up.
So what are you looking at here? The warm-up?
Yeah, it's a warm-up. And now they're working on their strengthening. People get carpal tunnel when you're on the computer. You're doing repetitive. It's called repetitive stress injury. The guy that invented this, his name was Greg Irwin, and he was a piano player. He got carpal tunnel, and they were going to surgery, but he said no way. He invented these things, and now he's world famous.
Look, I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but I can do these sitting at my desk. I don't need to get a mat and go to the park.
Well, that's because in yoga we balance on our hands. You don't have a clip of me balancing on my hands. People balance on their hands. People do downward dog. They need to strengthen their hands and their wrists.
You could tell I'm not a firm believer yet, right?
I could tell.
Yeah.
But even when you lift weights, you need strong grip with the rolled R, not just grip.
Grip.
Not just grip. Grip.
Grip.
Our society puts a lot of emphasis on self-control, on being serious, you know?
Yes.
If you want to be successful, you have to be serious, and laughter is about losing control.
Okay. So what do you want to do here on this show? Lose control or stay in control?
So how can you laugh when you've been taught to be in control all the time?
I don't know.
So the reason Leon Catchatoorian started laughter is because he was a serious physician in Bombay.
Yes.
And one day he had learned about about Norman Cousins, who had cancer.
Yes.
Cousins checked himself into a hotel, and he didn't go to the chemotherapy, the cancer route, you know, the surgical, the allopathic paradigm. And he got some Groucho Marx videos and started watching them and laughed his assets off. And he cured himself of the cancer.
Yeah.
And then Catchatoorian studied Norman Cousins and took the show on the road. He went to the park and he asked these 5 people at the park, why don't we start a club? They told him, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then he said, let's try it. So he started telling him jokes. After a while, the jokes became stale. With laughter yoga, you don't need to even have a sense of humor.
We're going to get into that later in the show. We haven't reached that point yet, but we're going to talk about yoga laughter. There was an article in the Fresno Bee about him, Leon Catchatoorian. We're going to come back with our program here. Hey, remember, if you're watching at home, you can laugh along with us here in the studio. Ha ha ha, we're going to a break. You're watching us on Comcast, 187 and 43.6.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
We're talking with our expert here today on Connect With Me, and we're talking about yoga across the board. Is it a religion? Is it a cult? Is it something that you're involved in each and every day, or maybe 2 or 3 times a week to try to change your lifestyle? And you want to laugh along with everyone doing yoga, that's doing yoga, laugh with them. We're going to talk to Leon about that. But Leon, I want to roll another piece of videotape, and talking about finger stretches. You can do these anywhere. Here are some students with you in the park the other day here, and okay, you're doing finger stretches. You can do these anywhere. You don't have to go to the park and roll out the mat, right?
Exactly. You got it. You can do it while you're waiting in line at the grocery store. I have a list of about 45 different reasons why you can spend time, instead of doodling, strengthening your hands and your fingers. And we need that. It's a warm-up for yoga. It's a warm-up for yoga.
You can do yoga while waiting at that long, extremely long line at Costco?
Finger fitness. Just go on YouTube and type in finger fitness. The guy is world famous. He goes all over the world showing. He has different colored gloves, and he does stuff like this.
You're doing what you're doing on the video right now?
Well, no, I wasn't doing that part. That part's even harder.
Well, what are you doing now?
No, I'm just doing finger fitness.
Okay.
That's it.
And that's all finger fitness is, huh? I can do that right here on the desk.
Right
See that?
Here, right here.
See, I'm doing it right here.
So like you have to alternate like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then you like this, see?
Yeah. Great.
And these two, or these, you can isolate. You can have more fun.
Right. Well, somebody, if they see me doing this, they might think I have a nervous twitch or something.
You might.
I don't know. I don't have a twitch. I'm just doing my yoga exercises here on the set at Connect With Me. Arm and side. Now, another piece of videotape here, and you can talk. I'm going to continue doing my finger rolls here.
While you're talking
fitness
to me.
while I'm talking here.
Right.
And because it might relax me during the show. As you know, it's very tense here on the set. Go ahead. What are we doing here?
This isn't finger fit. this is where you just have to. You're opening up the shoulders, the neck, the trapezius muscle, the lats, and you're loosening up for yoga. Is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, did I move too much?
No, that's fine. And so that's what these students are doing along with you. And how do they know how to do this?
Because I'm showing them.
You're showing them how to do it. Every move, huh? Look at that, in unison.
Every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you.
Yeah, there's a song that was written about, okay.
Sting.
Yeah, correct. And who are these students here, by the way?
These are different
passers-by that came along?
No, different people. The guy on the corner there, he's Filipino. He comes to my class at Fitness Evolution. The other gal was taking a class at Bally's. And this one's also from Bally's. And in the back, there's a gal that comes in. You haven't panned to the back, but there's another gal that also, and older. So I teach from 13-year-olds to 80-year-olds and everything in between. So, it takes a lot of skill to be able to handle people of all ages.
Yeah, that's right. That's very interesting. And so how did you learn about yoga?
Just by practicing, doing yoga at this guy's place in Calcutta. And then I got a book that was very interesting by Sonia Richmond. And I actually learned how to touch type. I copied the whole book at my father's office and learned how to touch type from that book. So I liked the book so much that I copied all the postures, how to do the postures, and I learned how to touch type right there.
Right.
How fun is that?
That's interesting. I don't know how much time we have in this segment, but I do want to talk about laughter yoga. And let's put up that first picture because this was in 2011 featured on the B front page of the Life section there. There's Leon teaching laughter yoga. This is a class that you love, don't you? You love doing laughter yoga. There's a tight shot.
All my classes.
Explain what it is, because I don't know if I got it right in the monologue, but what is laughter yoga specifically?
When you laugh, you're more relaxed.
Okay.
Period. So it's a great relaxant. And I also have, when I teach my classes, I ask people to yawn. So if you open your mouth wide like this, look. When you yawn, it's a deep open air exchange. And it helps you to relax more. So when we're doing the laughter yoga, we do in between, we do breathing, we do, I sing songs. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is glad. I'm so glad. And every little cell in my body is happy and well. And, I taught people to get up and start. But, with the oldsters, they can hardly get up because they're in the wheelchair.
Well, they're in the wheelchairs, yeah.
So all different people. So, and then songs, you gotta sing when your spirit says sing. You gotta sing when your spirit says sing. You gotta sing when your spirit says sing. You gotta sing right along. You gotta sing when your spirit says sing.
Yeah. Where'd you learn that? It's just you just made that up, huh?
No, it's in a book.
It's in a book.
Yeah.
You took it out of a book.
I have a laughter yoga kit that I have to people.
Oh, okay.
See, and I give them out.
That's your guide right there.
My guide. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh, come on.
If you're dude.
You sing that to all the seniors?
They love it.
I used to sing that to my kids.
Seniors are like little kids.
Okay.
80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, they love it.
All right.
Let's
do it. Let's do it right here on the set. Let's do it right here on the set.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. Stuff like that, dude. It's really, really good.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, you got a quote here in the B that says, Instructor Leon Catchatoorian tells his students, his laughter yoga students, if you're going to be poker-faced about this, I'm going home.
And that immediately, they start laughing and they're relaxed. Then I could show them some cool yoga moves.
Is that right?
That's the whole idea. It's to relax them so they can do better yoga.
Right. And so laughter yoga, according to the article here, is built on the notion or the concept that your body knows how to laugh regardless of what your mind has to say. I'm not quite sure I understand that sentence. What does that mean?
In other words, you don't have to have a sense of humor. Your body just laughs.
Well, you have to have a sense of humor to laugh, don't you?
No.
Come on,
It can
Leon.
be a serious poker face, but once I start laughing, ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Very good, yay! Very good, yay!
They must think you're a little quirky in there, don't you?
I am a little quirky. See, I tell them my hair is growing. It normally grows from the outside.
Yeah.
But my hair is growing from the inside.
Sure, whatever you
It's a whole
say,
different
Leon. Yeah. Well, whatever you say, Leon. Okay, so the article says, you keep laughing and I'll just read here. Laughter also enhances the breathing exercises that are important to yoga and creates social interaction.
When you laugh,
Is that right?
you're more relaxed and you are actually breathing. A lot of people hold their breath
Yes.
inadvertently, and that's not good. And
Uh-huh.
when I teach yoga, I teach people to breathe into the belly.
Yeah.
You put your right hand on your belly
Okay, hang on.
and your left
Okay.
hand on your chest.
Okay, right here.
Now, when you breathe, where is it moving?
It's moving right
You're
here.
breathing wrong. You're breathing up into the chest.
Okay.
Ideally, I show people when we start the yoga class, and if you can pull that clip out, it's right the first one, is where people are
Which
lying.
one is that? What's that one
Number
called?
one. It's called Shavasana or corpse pose.
Neck roll?
No, corpse. When they're lying on their back,
Oh.
just relaxed. And usually I ask them, put your right hand on the belly, left hand on the chest, and breathe into the belly.
Well, maybe that's the right one. I don't know. Is that the right video?
Yeah, you can do it like that too. That's using a bolster. But ideally flat on their back. And
Okay.
if there's older people, they have back problems, so they bend their knees.
You have to bring a sleeping bag with you to do this, or,
No,
or
those
what?
are bolsters. Those are called yoga bolsters.
I
have
see.
3 different sizes. I've got. I used to teach at a yoga studio on Copper and Maple.
Okay, that's a
called
yoga bolster.
Those are actually yoga bolsters. It's called restorative yoga.
So do I have to invest in a mat and a yoga bolster?
Just a mat.
Okay.
But those are for people who have some limited mobility. You know, you'll see the woman in the back there. She's 75.
All right, your 4 students right there, the 4 students that you had,
Yeah.
the yoga students,
Yeah.
what benefits do they claim they're getting from this yoga class?
For one thing, it's getting stronger.
What's getting stronger?
The whole body. Yoga is the original form of exercise. You see, I can balance.
They
my hand.
claim, no, wait a minute, those students claim they're getting stronger? And how long have they been taking your class?
Well, the gal in the corner there, Laura Lopez, she's only taken yoga for 3 years. She can stand up on her head. She can do the headstand. The other guy too, the Filipino guy in the corner, he can stand on his head. You do it, it's called headstand, but you're actually balancing on your forearms.
Okay.
And it's the king of all the yoga poses because when your body's upside down like that, you're usually.
So every one of those yoga students claims. Oh, there you go. There, look at the video.
There it is, yeah.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, right there. Okay. When you're
I
sitting.
wish I could do that.
When you're walking, when you're sitting, your heart is pumping blood up.
Yeah.
So it's stressing out the heart. When you turn your body upside down like that, your heart muscle gets to relax. And it's the most healthful. Your heart is your
I'm
most
going to
important
ask
muscle.
my heart doctor on Friday when I go if this is a good exercise for your heart.
Well, he's probably going to say, for people who've had kind of heart problems, it's not a good idea because you're bringing your head below your heart.
Yes.
In other words.
Yeah.
So it's
so
upside
why
down.
is it good in this situation?
For people who don't have any kind of heart problems or
Yeah.
the blood pressure problems,
Yeah.
it's the best thing because it's the most relaxing thing you can do. I can actually take my head off the ground and balance on my arms. Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't
So this
quite
is not a
do
good
that.
one for me because I've had 2 stents
No,
put
it's
in.
a little bit too much.
I didn't have a heart attack. I just had 2 stents put in.
Right. But again, most people can do that.
Yeah. Okay. So wow, I wish I could do that. Even if good for me or not, I can't do that. So
Yeah.
anyway, okay,
So-
they claim the benefits are there. All right. Well, we only have their word to go by, and so Leon Catchatoorian is here. Yes, I see them standing
These are
there.
handstands.
Yes,
See?
I see that. Leon,
So
we got to
let's
take a
say-
break here. We got to
All
take a
right.
break. All right.
Okay.
Talking to Leon Catchatoorian about standing on your head, doing yoga, laughing throughout the whole process. We're back here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Yes, Leon, I see that.
Do you like me?
Just like me.
Like MeTV Fresno on Facebook. Get the latest news, interact with others, watch videos, become a fan of me. Exclusively brought to you by Ventura TV.
Okay. We've been laughing here throughout the show, or parts of it anyway, with Leon Catchatoorian and talking about laughter yoga. And so, you know, this article that was in the Fresno Bee, here it is right here. I mean, I have it. We can put it up on the screen again so you at home can look at it. Take the old tight shot there of Leon doing his thing. And, you know, the article says that there's an expert that they interviewed here and says that there are some health benefits to the immune system when one laughs. Now, I know you're not a doctor, but I just wonder where the research is. According to this article, there is some research that says, yeah, it's great to elevate the mood and human growth hormone, which builds immunity, increased significantly in patients exposed to laughter.
Well, if you watch the movie Patch Adams, that's about this doctor who had, I believe he had cancer. And he has an institute called Gesundheit Institute, and he's still alive. And Robin Williams took the part of Patch Adams. Great thing, and Robin Williams did a lot of research. I'm trying to see if it's in my laughter yoga kit here. But it has wonderful benefits, so many benefits. There's tons of, laughter yoga is so helpful.
Okay, laughter in general. Forget about yoga. What if you're just on your couch laughing? Good for you?
Very good for you.
All right.
Because it relaxes you.
All right. This, according to the American...
But if you have jokes, you know, if you have jokes, that's even better.
This, according to the American Psychological Society, reporting in 2009 that the hormones beta endorphins that elevates the mood and human growth hormone.
There.
Yeah, some of the benefits. So that's what some of the research came from the Fresno Bee. So you think it does elevate your mood? It does elevate your mood.
Oh, yeah. That's what gives these seniors some hope. So every week that I go to them on Fridays, they get more and more encouraged. They pass the word around, and more and more of these seniors start coming to the laughter thing.
Yeah. So
and I just have fun. I just go make faces with them. They're like little kids, play.
Right.
We've lost our playfulness in our society.
Yeah.
We've become so poker-faced.
You brought something here that says laughter reduces at least 4 of the hormones associated with stress responses. And how do we know that to be true?
And that's the thing that Robin Williams said, and I wanted to memorize it because it's so good. But there's different things that come up with what he says. I can let you know later about it.
Right.
But that's the benefits of laughter yoga.
We've got more video to show you here regarding yoga, and this is you out at the park with those 4 students that claim that yoga has really benefited them in a way that they can't even hardly explain, but they do claim that they have gotten stronger. Now, what video clip is this, Leon? What are you doing here?
This is when they're just loosening up their back. It's called a cat. The angry cat is when they round the back. When they lengthen the back, it's the happy cat.
I see.
All it's doing is just loosening up. These are still warm-ups. These aren't actual yoga poses. So we just had enough time to just do. Typically, a yoga class goes for an hour and a half, but most gyms in the area, they give you an hour. Even GB3 and all these other ones that they
give you an hour, huh?
Yeah, an hour. And so. And especially if you've got an hour and there's a Zumba class coming here after you, it's kind of hard to squeeze it in. It kind of stresses one out.
For the past year or so, I've been trying to get a yoga instructor on here, and it's been very difficult. We wanted to go in and videotape one local yoga instructor. She was very reluctant. I even tried your GB3, George Brown's,
right.
And to be honest with you, I mean, I know a lot of people go to George Brown. I've never met him, never talked to him on the phone, but we were flat out rejected because we got no phone call back. So I don't know what's the secrecy behind. It seems like there's a little bit of secrecy behind the yoga industry to a certain extent.
I don't think there's secrecy. Maybe it's just inopportune, or maybe they just didn't have the time, or they were too busy teaching their classes. I
don't know. They were very reluctant for us to come in and videotape.
That surprises me. It really does.
No, they didn't want us to videotape.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, and so I'm wondering what.
You can come and videotape me all you want till the
Well, yeah, that's why you're on the program, because you're available. You're willing to come on. These other people weren't allowing us to go into their studios and videotape.
And I teach so many different styles of yoga. There's Bikram yoga. There's Ashtanga. There's Shivananda. There's Kripalu. There's Iyengar. There's Anusara yoga.
You know what I think it is?
Styles.
I think the yoga people, the yoga industry, is on the defense. They're very defensive about some of the things that have been said about yoga, and they don't want to talk about it.
Well, maybe it's because
they feel they're being attacked.
It could be. It could be because of that group in Encinitas that sued, and they end up losing. And now we can go and talk about yoga for kids.
Well, now they can go and do the yoga for
yesterday
kids.
When your cameraman came out, there was these little kids, and they were Hmong kids. They were so wonderful. They were all doing downward dog in a circle. I don't know if you could pan to that one, but right there, look, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one. And I thought there was a yoga class going on.
Is that right?
I walked into the field, and I said, wait a minute, am I in the wrong place? And they were doing but they were doing one leg over the other. And so I asked Marcus, I said, Marcus, before you finish.
Who's Marcus? Oh, he's the videographer. Okay. Just joke there, Leon.
That's an inside joke. So they were doing, and then, the guy listen to this. This is interesting. The guy in the yellow shirt.
Yeah. I see a gal in the yellow shirt.
That's his sister. But
okay.
He's in charge. But him and 2 or 3 other of the Hmong guys, I belong to the Petang club right next door. We do Petang. And the club collected $7,000 to send these 3 kids to the international tournament in Luxembourg to play Petang, to represent the Fresno Petang club.
Okay.
How about them apples?
That's pretty good.
And that's the guy. I went up to him and I said, I recognize you. I said, can our cameraman come and take photos? You guys were all doing downward dog. He said, no, we were just stretching our calves.
So they were actually doing yoga without knowing it?
That's right. You see? So
really?
People, they do yoga without knowing it. Sometimes I'll go to a gym and I'll see somebody in a kind of a stretchy mood.
Yeah.
And I'll say, that's a yoga move. Oh, we didn't know that's yoga. So I'm just stretching
but according
out.
to you, everything is a yoga move.
Of course.
So they were doing, downward dog. I know we showed that during the monologue. Let's roll that downward dog video again so people at home get an idea of what downward dog is and what we're talking about here. So take that full screen. This is downward dog. Is that right?
No.
It's not?
No. Downward dog. Oh, wait. Now, this is going into downward. Yeah, that's right. Now, check it out. See, that's the warm-up.
Okay.
And now what you do is you get the body nice and straight. See how nice and straight my back is? See that? And that's with my knees bent. Now I'm going to straighten my legs and put my heels down. See that? That's downward dog. It has to be.
What's the benefit of that move right there?
It has to be the most performed. Some would say overperformed.
What's the benefit?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
Scoliosis, which is kind of a screwed up back.
Yes.
Kyphosis, which is kind of a dowager's hump, when you sit too much. Lordosis, which is an overarching of the lower back. Lumbago, and it even cures halitosis.
Yeah.
That's
You're laughing. Okay, what are they doing there? What are you doing there? You're face down. You're face down. What are you doing there?
Try to do back bends. Cobra, Bhujangasana. See, that's cobra.
That's like a snake.
Yeah,
okay.
Snake.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, the problem is, the expression in English, he or she will bend backwards to help you. You know what? That's so rare that they'll help you. Why don't they see he or she will bend forwards to help you?
A lot of people will say, instead of doing this and relaxing, I'd rather just go and take a pill. You know that, don't you?
That's a quick fix. And most people most Westerners want that quick fix.
Yoga is not a quick fix?
Vanda Scaravelli, the 43-year-old woman, had lost her husband. She was very depressed. Wanted to commit suicide.
Is that her?
That's her. And their family had money. Picasso, Yehudi Menuhin, all famous people would visit their house. One of them happened to be a well-known yoga teacher. In fact, he's the one that started Yoga Journal. And Yoga Journal is, the yogajournal.com is probably the best resource for yoga. Ah, that's her, Vanda Scaravelli. When I grew up, she's 85.
So, okay,
when I grew up, I wanted to do
Her
that.
husband died. You had all these famous people coming in, one yoga instructor, and how did he help her?
He gave her private lessons. She stuck with it. She had never done yoga before age 43.
And what was the end result?
She, 85 years old, standing up, she could touch her hands to the ground backwards. She could put both legs around her head, all on those.
So she no longer wanted to commit suicide after taking yoga?
No.
So you're saying it cleared up her mind?
Her mind and her body. And if she ate raw food, she'd even be better, but I don't think she did.
You're a character, Leon. You're a character. I know, you're into the raw foods thing. All right, we're getting the wrap here to take a break because there's so much tension here on the set. We have to loosen it up with Leon Catchatoorian. We're back with our show. I want to twiddle my thumbs. That's yoga, right? Twiddling?
No, you'd go like this.
Oh, you go like that. Okay. We're back here on Connect with Me in just a moment. I'm trying to relax.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
All right. We're back here twiddling our thumbs here on the, and fingers, here on Connect with Me. Is this the right way to do it?
Yeah.
Leon Catchatoorian?
Switching.
Yeah, I'm switching.
Yeah, and then with your palms pressed together, without separating them, separate your fingers and tap.
Uh-huh.
But keep the palms pressed together.
Oh, I know.
Don't move your palms apart. Yeah.
I'm not.
And then, and then do this. Or do this. That's all after yoga.
Try not to ruin our microphone, okay? Try not to. Do you have any more videotape left? Any video clips? Let's roll it. And we can talk about, we're being silly here on the set, of course.
Well,
and,
hey.
You know, we're probably offending many people out there in the yoga community because we're not taking it as seriously as they think that we should here. But you don't take it that seriously.
No.
You got laughter yoga here.
When I teach, I make people laugh, and Marcus will tell you that.
Yeah, he's our videographer from yesterday. He's the one that took this videotape here, Marcus Borelli. Listen, what are we looking at on the screen there, Leon?
No. The same thing.
Well, you should know because you're doing it.
So now, when you sit like that,
yeah,
you're actually. I got news for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ditch your chair.
Okay.
You know why chairs aren't so good?
Right me right now? You want me to sit on the floor?
On the floor.
Right now?
When you sit, listen to me. When you sit, these muscles don't get worked. The quadriceps. They atrophy. When
they
that
work
atrophies,
the
hip atrophies, the knee atrophies. Before long, hip. You know Jack LaLanne. You know Jack LaLanne, right?
Of course I do.
Okay. Jack LaLanne invented all the equipment in the gyms. The leg press, the leg extension, leg external, leg,
curl.
All that stuff. Lat pull down. Jack had both his hips replaced and a knee replaced. Jack didn't know Jack about Jack.
Okay.
No, because Jack, if he did yoga instead of jumping jacks, he had a whole show for 30 years on TV.
Well, he didn't
the Jack
do all
LaLanne
that.
show.
He died at what, 90-something years old?
And he said dying was bad for his image.
Well, we're all going to die.
That's right. Might as well die in style.
Well,
Laughing.
lasting until, into your 90s is pretty darn good, Leon. You can't argue with that. He did pretty well.
Well, at the end,
How can you argue with that?
The Jack LaLanne juicer.
Yes.
And he had that juicing program on.
Yes, he did.
He finally caught on. And you know what he said? Jack LaLanne, he was my hero. He'd say, if God made it, eat it.
Yeah.
If man made it, don't eat it.
Yeah.
If it tastes
What
extraordinary...
if a chicken made it?
Wait, if... Or you're talking about killing fields of chicken?
Chickens lay eggs.
Murder King,
can I eat
Taco
eggs
Hill?
if I want to eat an egg?
Huh?
Chickens lay eggs. What if a chicken made it? You said if God
I am
made
not
it,
understanding you what you're telling like that.
if God made the foods, you eat that, right? But what if a chicken made it? Laid an egg. Can you eat the eggs?
Well, the chicken's eggs are for chickens. They're not for humans. The chickens are so another chicken can get hatched.
You're into the raw foods thing.
Well,
Talk a little bit about
let me
that.
explain about vegetarian food. Can
Yeah,
I
because you're a
explain?
vegetarian, right?
Well, I'm a raw vegan, ideally.
So you don't even eat fish. You don't eat chicken. You don't
Nothing
eat
with an
turkey.
eyes and a nose.
Okay. That pretty much answers it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So the reason why most Hindus, Indians are vegetarians is when you kill a human being, you're killing a sentient being with 6 senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, and reason. When you kill 4-legged animal, they have less senses. So therefore when you kill a human, the punishment is the worst, right? 6 senses, and the murder, death sentence, brother. When you kill a 4-legged animal, you're doing less harm. When you kill 3-legged or reptiles or fish, less. When you kill roots and vegetables and fruits, you're killing 2 senses. And when you breathe, you're killing bacteria. So the Hindus figured you're doing the least amount of damage by just killing 2 senses. So fruits and veggies are the most healthful thing. That's
All
why
right.
most
What about
Indians are
protein? What about
vegetarian.
protein?
Kale has 43% protein. Spinach 45. Meat 23. Duh.
Okay. I eat spinach. So how much time left in the show? Okay. So we got to take a break. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because we got quite a bit of time left, and we got a lot to talk about here,
Definitely.
and we got a lot more laughing to do here, Leon, on the show. Got to loosen this place up, my friends. Let's start doing the old Jack LaLanne. Back with Leon.
Want more of me? Me? Go to MeTVFresno.com for schedules, information on your favorite shows, videos, pictures, and more. Go to MeTVFresno.com today.
Back here on the show and connect with me on Comcast 187 and 43.6. Hey, we're trying to laugh it up today. So let's take the full screen of the San Mateo Journal and talk about Botenko. And what are we talking about here? The raw foods industry. Explain what was in this article. The San Mateo Daily Journal had an article about what?
Well, the raw family, the Botenkos, she was obese. Her husband had hypothyroidism. His thyroid gland, they were going to take it out in 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Son had juvenile diabetes, and daughter had asthma, using inhaler, and the son had to take insulin. And they were in big trouble. They had just come from Russia. They were a very successful business. They had 3 businesses, whatever. And so she had met a woman at the bank. By accident, she said, "Oh, you have such nice skin." And the woman says, "I eat raw foods." And Victoria Botenko, she said, "Raw foods, yuck. Celery, carrots, apple, sticks." She said, "No, you could make delicious combinations." Well, the short story long, she said, "What do I do with my son? He keeps taking these insulin shots and he keeps, going into to a coma." So she said, "Put him on raw." The woman said, "Put him on raw foods." So she drives home. She's driving home. The woman, she's thinking, "Well, all of us are sick. How can we just put Sergei, the son, on raw foods and the rest of us pig out on the standard American diet, the SAD diet?" So the whole family went raw. His she lost weight, about 180 pounds. Husband's hypothyroidism vanished. Son's diabetes vanished, and the daughter's asthma vanished. They ended up, at one point they became homeless because they had gone to Russia and came back. The house had been foreclosed. They walked all the way, they became homeless. They walked all the way from Mexico to Canada on the Pacific Crest Trail, only living on what they ate in the wild. Reader's Digest, Eat Your Heart Out. They're now world famous. Raw family. And the raw food saved their lives.
And so what's the correlation between raw foods and yoga?
Well, your yoga goes much better when you're healthy.
Yeah, really, yeah. So what's the tie-in?
The tie-in is, there's 5 things. Breathing,
Yeah,
relaxed breathing in the belly, lying in down corpse pose. Relaxation, including jokes. Get a lot of joke books, get the jokes. Better yet, just laugh.
yeah.
Yoga exercise, meditation, positive thinking, and the last one, correct and good nutrition.
Okay, so
5 elements in
okay,
yoga.
so they're all tied together.
Swami Shivananda started that. He was a medical doctor, and he quit that. He became a Swami, became a yoga guy, and that's the biggest yoga organization in the world, the Shivananda Center.
Yeah. All right, another piece of video to roll here before we go here on Connect with Me. We're talking about yoga and how it helps you and how to laugh through all these. Now, let me ask you something. As they videotaped this a couple of days ago, or whenever it was, yesterday or whatever, in the park, were any of your students laughing?
Definitely.
They were? These
Yes.
students here were laughing?
I was making jokes as I teach.
All right, let's go left to right. Name the students here that we're seeing, starting with the gal in the pink there on the far left.
That's Laura Lopez, and then Joanne,
Okay.
and then John, and I forget the other lady's name.
Okay. in
I
the back.
called a sister, her
Yeah.
sister Arlene.
By the way, what are you doing here before you go on?
This is the great salutation. There's about most of the standing yoga poses are included in these great salutations. So
Okay.
that's something that's really nice. See, if somebody cannot bring their foot forward, you grab it, bring it forward like that. See?
Okay.
And as
Okay.
the back bends. See?
All right. And this is helping what?
Everything.
The part of the body.
Strength, balance, and mostly circulation. When you turn your body upside down, you're bringing oxygenated blood to the brain.
So whatever happened to the notion that everybody in a yoga class is serious, they're quiet, they sit still and do their
I'm not for
thing for
that.
like 45 minutes? Laughter yoga has shaken up the industry.
Yeah, that's probably why they don't want to talk about it, because they know you want to talk about laughing.
I don't know. That's a good possibility. But the Fresno Bee mentioned that in the article in 2011, and so you think that could be a possibility?
No.
So did laughter yoga shake up the industry in a way?
I don't know that many yoga teachers who are into laughter yoga per se.
Because they're all so serious.
Yeah, they are
and
very
quiet.
serious. Yes.
And no intrusion.
And I've taken yoga classes in all due respects to the Bay Area, in Palo Alto, in San Francisco, at Yoga Tree, all the different places. And usually when you go in, they're also poker faced. So
Yeah.
it doesn't do it for me. So I've got my own style. I make people laugh when they're relaxed. They can do better yoga.
So can I eat oatmeal? Is oatmeal okay for me?
I wouldn't eat oatmeal.
Because?
But that's your thing. Because it's a grain and it's cooked oatmeal, right?
No, it's just raw oatmeal. I'm just eating
But
it
what you
with...
can do is you can get grain and soak them, and they sprout. That's when you can eat them, or any kind of grain. Now rice is going to be hard to do. It'll take for 2-3 months to soak
Oatmeal
rice.
is supposed to lower your cholesterol without the medication.
It's good. It's good. It's all a continuum,
Yeah. I don't know.
If you eat junk foods, you get a junky
Whatever happened
body.
to everything in moderation, including red meat?
It's hard to do. Most people have temptations.
Okay, but is everything in moderation, is that okay as a motto? You don't agree with that?
No, because how can you? Let's say you go somewhere and there's a party, there's a potluck, and most people are not raw foodies. So you go to a party, for example.
We got like 10 seconds, so go ahead.
Well, it's tempting.
Yeah, it's too tempting.
To eat the dolmas. It's tempting to eat the spanakopita. It's tempting to eat all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
I
easy
take
to
it you
do.
don't go to the Greek food festival.
No.
Anyway.
And you look at them, they're like this at the Greek food festival. In all due respects to Kopi and all this, I love those guys.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And my brother's son plays the bouzouki.
Yeah.
In a
No, I
group.
realize that.
And
Yeah.
so
hey,
I love
we got to go. I'm sorry we're out of time, but hey, get rid of that poker face.
Say namaste
Namaste.
and namas go.
Now must go.
Get it? Namaste.
Correct.
And now
Now
go.
must go. All right. Good one, Leon. That's a good one. Leon Catchatoorian, nutritional guru and laughter yoga. He teaches that each and every day. And so have a good laugh today. It's good for your health. Back tomorrow with another edition of Connect with Me on Comcast, channel 187 and 43.6, right here on MeTV Fresno.